Hello, it's Andy from Email Love, and today we are talking about email personalization and how to embed personalized tags, if-else statements, and conditional content into your emails using the Email Love Figma plugin. We're going to start from the very basics, so inserting things like merge tags, if-else statements. We'll then go on to dynamic images, and then finish up with looping data tables, which is probably the most advanced type of dynamic content that we support. So I'm going to jump into Figma and we can start taking a look. Okay, so let's begin at the very top with merge tags. Now, it's worth mentioning every ESP has a slightly different merge tag syntax. My ESP that we use at Email Love is MailerLite, and so we'll be using the MailerLite merge tags in this example, but it's just a reminder, if you're using MailChimp, Klaviyo, Braze, Iterable, they all have slightly different merge tags that enable you to merge in any data that you store in those platforms. The example that I'll use is just the first name, but using merge tags, you could merge in things like the price of a product that someone purchased, their preference, their date of birth, whatever information you might hold on that person can easily be merged into your email via merge tags. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. So let's make the screen a little bit bigger so you can see it. And then we're going to add a merge tag into this little text box here that says hello. We wanted to say hello first name. And so I'm just going to basically copy the merge tag from MailerLite. And what this says is basically if we have this value, so in this case it's the name, it's going to pull in my name. If I don't have the name, it's got a default value. And in this case, it says kind email peeps. This is, you can write whatever you want in here. It could be as boring as hello there, but I always like to put something fun in the default option. And so if we copy this into MailerLite, it should pull in the first name, or show, actually in the preview, it should show us the default term. So I'm just going to copy this code, and then we can jump over to MailerLite. So let's just switch screens here. Okay. So I've just pasted the Email Love code HTML into MailerLite's HTML email builder. And if I go to preview, we should see the default term come up. Okay, so there we go. So this looks nice. There's no weird formatting, and I can tell that if I did have someone's first name, it would merge in here correctly as well. So that is the most simple kind of dynamic content. Just so you are aware, here is MailerLite's personalization variables. Again, this is different between different ESPs, and it also depends on the data that you hold inside of your ESP. But they give an example here of the types of data that you can merge in. Could be transactional, preference, basic demographics, basically anything that you store on a person can easily be merged in via these tags. Okay, so that is the first type of personalization. We're now going to move on to something slightly more complicated, and that's an if-else statement. We are going to use handlebars to do this, which is a dynamic templating language used by quite a few different ESPs, and there's a few different variations of these languages. There's Ginger, there's Liquid, is quite popular. They all work in a very similar way. It's basically just a templating language that allows you to inject a piece of content into an email for a specific person. So let's jump back into Figma and take a look at how that works. So what I have in my example template here is I have two sections, and I want to add an if-else statement around each section so that people will only see one of these sections based on the data that we store on them inside of our email platform. And so what I'm going to do to add the if-else statement is I'm going to wrap the content in basically some code. So we have a code component down here at the very bottom of the plugin, and this is where you can copy and paste your dynamic content. And so what I'm going to do is take this is my, again, as I mentioned, my handlebars logic. So here's the handlebars logic here. I'm going to add that. It gets added to the bottom of the email. Okay. So, and then I need to wrap this around. So I can actually just copy the code component and I can move it between the different sections. So this says if a customer is equal to pro member, insert this content block with Golden Gate Bridge. We then have an else statement. And then let's just copy the code component again. And then I'm going to have a closing statement down here. Again, this logic that you use can vary depending on the ESP you're using, the data you have, but this is a good example of how you can use it. So this is probably the most simple way to use it, is you basically are just merging in raw code into the HTML. You're inserting this content block, and then we have an else statement that gets inserted around this content block. So if they're a pro member, they see this Golden Gate Bridge example. If they're not, they see the hot air balloon. And if we export this, we can show you what it looks like. I'm just going to grab the code and add that into my code editor. Okay, so let's just switch screens for a second. Okay, so here is the email. And here's what it's going to look like in the code. So all it's doing is merging in the handlebars, liquid, ginger, whatever it is, as raw code around each section. If we go down here, we can see where that section ends. We have the else statement in the middle, and then this is the beginning of that hot air balloon section. And then we simply close it off at the bottom here. So that's how that works. You can also put the, let me just switch back into Figma. You can put the code, the raw code blocks inside of a section as well. So rather than having the if else statement wrap around an entire section, you could pick this up and you could actually move it or add it inside of a wrapper. So I'm going to put this around inside of a column, for example. So what we could do is basically move the if-else statements around a text block, an image, a button. This is actually fairly flexible. You can move these wherever you want inside of the email. So that is the second type of dynamic content that we support. We also can dynamically merge in images into the email. And if you select the image frame and then go into properties, you can see here we have this override image source option here. And so this will basically allow you to add a merge tag or a dynamic image URL, and it's basically going to pull in whatever is in that, whatever is at the end of that image URL will get pulled into the email. And I have a kind of a fun example to show you. So we have been doing some work with Nifty Images, who is a image personalization tool, and we use them to personalize some of our emails. So this image here pulls in the latest emails we have posted to emaillove.com. So this is this Patagonia provisions image here that you see, that's dynamically pulling from our website. And what we have is basically this image tag, and we can just copy the Nifty image URL, and then we just need to paste that into Figma. So let's jump back into Figma. And I'm just going to paste this in here. Okay, you can see it updated right there as well. And so let's just preview how that will look. Okay, and then whenever we post a new email to emaillove.com, this image is going to update, and whatever we have at the end of that Nifty image URL is going to appear within the email. And you can do that on any image inside of the plugin. You simply, again, select the image, go into properties, and then use this override image source option to pull in the dynamic image URL. Okay, so that is the third type of dynamic content. The fourth type is going to be looping content. And so here's an example that I've pulled. So we often run across this with some of the more advanced email platforms like Salesforce or Iterable or Braze. And this is an example, again, using handlebars. So this could work for anyone using Iterable. And what this does is it pulls in a catalog collection from Iterable. You'd have the catalog name, and then it's going to pull in the title and some details on in this case, a class that will get pulled into this section, and it will loop. So if a person has 5 classes in the catalog that are assigned to them, it will pull in all of those into this one section, and it will basically loop over and over again until it has pulled in all of the data. So this could be great for a receipt. It could be for personalized content that you have in a catalog in Braze or Iterable or Salesforce. And again, this is really just using the raw code section that we added inside of a column. We're then wrapping that around just some text. This is really just pulling in text, but it could be images, buttons, or text. And then we have the closing catalog. And I can then wrap this in its own table, its own wrapper, and then pull that into my email. So there we go. Here is our dynamic email. Okay, so that is most of what I wanted to talk about today with you. Let me stop sharing. Hopefully you found that useful. As I mentioned, everyone does dynamic content a little bit differently. So check out the documentation, the ESP that your company uses, and see how you can merge some of those different variables, if-else statements, and catalogs into your MailerLite templates. And if you do have questions, if you need help, please add any comments to the video in YouTube, or feel free to reach out to me via email, or even better, join our Discord channel or a Discord community, because we have loads of members in there that are proactively helping each other, and I'm also myself and our team are proactively helping customers get the most out of the plugin in that community as well. So that's all I have for today. Hopefully you found that useful. I'll see you next time. Thank you.